do you think it's that, generally speaking, athletes have more time to kill?
Maybe.
I don't know. I guess there could be an argument that it helps with your reaction times and stuff like that. I guess. I don't know. But why do you find that? Because when I say that, typically speaking, back years ago, you used to be like, games of kids. And then obviously it grew where people started seeing money in there too, right? And they're like, well, it's not for kids, this guy's making like $3 million playing video games.
Winning a tournament.
Right.
Crazy.
But as I say, when you look at now ONE FC, but, the UFC flyweight champ, Demetrius Johnson, is massive on gaming.
Has his own company too.
Right? He's an ex-boxer, so we won't talk too much about him. But even like Jens Pulver, I keep in touch with him. He's a massive gamer now too. So he's obviously retired. So he's definitely above that age bracket that most people would normally say that that's the age of a gamer. But what do you think it is? Why do you think so many are drawn to this gaming industry now? Is it that the games are just that much better that it's now for everybody? Like, what do you think it is?
Probably that too, but I think one, accessibility would be a big thing. Everyone can just buy a PlayStation. Like, they're pretty affordable now as well, which is the great thing. It's not something that only, I guess, the top tier or the richer class have. It's something that pretty much everyone can have, and you can use it not just for gaming. You can use it for your Netflix and your Disney Plus and all that sort of stuff, and your Stan and everything, and then kind of use it for the internet if you want, and all sort of other things now, I think. But I think mainly, like, with mixed martial artists, we train so much, and we kind of obviously are go all the time. We need an outlet and just something where we have a downtime. And I think for a lot of people, it's, a lot of average Joe people as well, it's like watching TV shows or watching Netflix or binging streaming kind of facilities. And so now I think people are like, I can also get a little bit of game downtime from gaming. And I think the cool thing about gaming is that it's like an antisocial social thing. So it's sort of like, especially for me, being a bit of an introvert, which surprises people, I would much rather kind of chill at home by myself than kind of go out into big crowds, unless it's something that I was invited to or something that's specific for things that I want to do. But in a whole sense, I sort of would much rather chill at home. And the cool thing about gaming is that now I can not only chill at home and game, but I'm not sort of shutting out the world. I'm playing with other people online, and then I'm also able to interact with my fans, and they can ask me questions and be a little bit more involved with me and get to know me a little bit more, but without me kind of having to go outside and really push too much and put too much pressure on it, because it's gaming. It's so much fun. Like, you can be bad at gaming and still enjoy it. Like, I'm luckily quite good at gaming.
I was one of those people. Call of Duty, I wasn't too bad, but then what was the other one? Battlefield.
The new
Battlefield. I get one kill. Like, it was just Battlefield is tough. It's not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so easy. Like, I'd get my 15, 16, 17 kills, but Battlefield, I was struggling. No, and I have to agree. Like I've stopped gaming, but for one reason only, and that was like, I wasn't getting sleep, right? So my problem is, like, I agree. For me, the big positive out of it was the social aspect. And there's so many people that even now I kind of like, man, I miss it, I really do, because like it was like every night you'd get on and you'd just talk shit for an hour. But the problem is that hour would normally turn into 4, 5 hours, and all of a sudden it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, and you're like, oh man, I got to go. One more game, and I think that was the negative for me, was the fact that I would get too involved to the point where, as I say, you're like, oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I've got to be up at 6, and all of a sudden it becomes a massive problem, right?
100%. Like I'm saying, like, anything in extreme amounts is bad. So, and I can be like that too. If I haven't won a game for like 3 games, I'll be like, no, one more. Like, I'm not leaving on a low. But at the same time, like, I think that's why I'm trying to like schedule times, and then if I can schedule Twitches, then it makes me a little bit more accountable for so like being on time for other people, and then having certain windows. And I guess once I have my like a schedule for my training, that can help with the, I guess, scheduling and gaming. So it depends. And like I'm saying, like I do try wind down at night, so I'll try to get my tea and get like my heat pack and, you know, like chill out before bed, and maybe watch a movie instead of gaming, because gaming I get quite competitive and quite intense. So it has to be sort of that balance of choosing when to game and not doing it right before sleep, otherwise you'll be a bit wired, and yeah, trying not to stay up too late.